Picture this. You've spent weeks nurturing your potato plants. You've watered them, hillied them, talked to them like they're your children. And then harvest day arrives. You dig in with excitement, only to find nothing. Tiny, rotten tubers. Complete heartbreak. Here's the brutal truth. Most potato failures start before you even plant them. One wrong cut, one skipped step, and you've basically planted disease and disappointment. But stick with me for the next 10 minutes, because I'm going to show you exactly how to prepare seed potatoes like a professional grower. And at the end, I'll reveal the one timing mistake that causes 80% of seed potato failures, and how to avoid it completely. Before we grab our knives, let's talk about why this matters so much. When you cut a potato, you're creating an open wound, essentially an invitation for every bacteria, fungus, and pathogen in your soil to come party inside your seed piece. Without proper preparation, you're not planting seeds of success. You're planting biological time bombs. A poorly prepared seed potato can rot before it ever sprouts. Even if it does sprout, it might produce weak, disease-prone plants that give you a fraction of the harvest you're expecting. Commercial growers know this. They follow strict protocols for cutting and curing seed potatoes because their entire livelihood depends on it. And guess what? You can use the exact same techniques in your backyard garden. The difference between a disappointing harvest and potato abundance often comes down to what happens in the 72 hours before planting. Let's make sure you're in the abundance camp. Let's cover the cutting basics quickly, because I know you're eager to get to the curing process. You need 2 non-negotiables: a sharp knife and a sterilization station. That's a 10% bleach solution, 1 part bleach to 9 parts water. The simple cutting rule: golf ball to small egg size, plant hole. Larger than a chicken egg? Time to cut. Make clean, confident cuts. Each piece needs 2 to 3 eyes minimum, 1.5 to 2 ounces weight, about medium egg size. Cut side up during curing. Sterilize your knife between every potato. Yes, every single one. Dip for 5 seconds. Wipe clean, move to the next. That's it for cutting. The real magic happens next. Here's where most amateur gardeners fail. They cut their potatoes and immediately plant them. Do not do this. When you cut a potato, you need to give it time to form a protective layer over the wound. This process is called suberization, or curing, and it's your seed potato's natural defense mechanism. The perfect curing environment. Temperature: 50 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit is ideal. Too cold, and the curing slows down. Too warm, and you risk rot. Humidity: 85 to 95% relative humidity. This seems counterintuitive, but at proper temperatures, this humidity level promotes faster healing without encouraging bacterial growth. Air circulation, gentle air movement, is crucial. Set up a small fan on low speed to keep air moving around your seed pieces. Spacing: lay your seed pieces cut side up on wire racks, screens, or egg cartons. Don't let them touch. This allows air to circulate around all surfaces. Duration: minimum 2 days, ideally 3 to 4 days. You'll know they're ready when the cut surface feels dry to the touch and has developed a slightly leathery texture. The color will deepen slightly as the surface cells harden. A properly cured seed potato should have a cut surface that looks almost like cork: tough, dry, and protective. Troubleshooting: mold forming, too humid or too warm, excessive shriveling, humidity too low or temperature too high, taking longer than a week, temperature too cold. Optional boost: some growers dust cut surfaces with sulfur powder, wood ash, or even cinnamon for extra fungal protection. Not necessary, but can provide insurance. Now let's talk about something most gardening channels skip: how to save your own seed potatoes for next year. This is where you become truly self-sufficient. Selecting seed potatoes from your harvest. The best seed potatoes come from your healthiest plants. During harvest, pay attention to which plants produce the most vigorous growth and the best yield. Choose potatoes that are medium-sized, golf ball to chicken egg, firm and unblemished, free from any disease signs. From your best performing plants. Avoid green potatoes, solanine buildup, any with cuts, bruises, or soft spots, extremely large or oddly shaped specimens, any from plants that showed disease. The initial cure. Before storage, cure your harvested potatoes for 10 to 14 days at 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit with high humidity, 85 to 95%, and good ventilation. This allows their skins to thicken and any minor damage to heal. You'll notice the skin toughens up significantly. Try rubbing it with your thumb. If the skin doesn't scrape off easily, they're ready for storage. Long-term storage conditions. Now here's where you need to get serious about conditions, because seed potatoes require different storage than eating potatoes. Temperature: 38 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit is the sweet spot for seed potatoes. This is slightly warmer than eating potato storage, which can go down to 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Too cold, and you'll convert starches to sugars and damage viability. Too warm, and they'll sprout prematurely. Humidity: 80 to 90% relative humidity. Too dry, and they'll shrivel. Too humid, and you risk rot. Darkness: absolute darkness. Even small amounts of light will trigger greening, chlorophyll production, and solanine buildup, making them toxic and unusable. Storage containers. Never use plastic bags or sealed containers. They trap moisture and promote rot. Best options: wooden crates with slatted sides, mesh onion bags, paper bags with ventilation holes, cardboard boxes with perforated sides, wire baskets. Layer them loosely, don't pile too deep. 2 to 3 layers maximum with space for air circulation. Maintenance through storage. Check your stored seed potatoes every 2 to 3 weeks throughout winter. Remove any that show soft spots or rot. These can spread to others. Excessive shriveling, moisture loss. Disease signs. About sprouting. Some sprouting toward late winter is normal and even desirable. Short, sturdy sprouts, under 1 inch, indicate your seed potatoes are viable and ready to wake up. Long, spindly, pale sprouts mean your storage is too warm or they've been stored too long. These weak sprouts will produce weak plants. If sprouts get too long before planting time, you can gently rub them off. The potato will produce new, stronger sprouts. Do this 3 to 4 weeks before planting. Storage location ideas. Unheated basement corner. Root cellar ideal. Attached garage, insulated area. Crawl space with ventilation. Old refrigerator set to warmer temperature. Pro tip: invest in a wireless thermometer/hygrometer combo so you can monitor conditions without disturbing your potatoes constantly. Remember that one timing mistake I promised to reveal? Here it is, and it's huge. Most gardeners cut their seed potatoes and plant them within 24 to 48 hours. They think, the sooner I get them in the ground, the sooner I'll have potatoes. Wrong. This is the single biggest cause of seed potato failure. Those cut surfaces haven't had enough time to properly cure, so the moment they hit moist soil, bacteria rush in. Your seed piece rots before it sprouts, or produces weak plants that give you a pathetic harvest. The magic formula: cut your seed potatoes. Cure for 3 to 4 days minimum. Up to 7 days is even better. Then plant when soil conditions are ideal. Don't let planting urgency override proper curing. Your soil needs to be at least 45 degrees Fahrenheit anyway, ideally 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Use that timing to ensure your seed pieces are fully cured. Here's the pro move: cut and cure your seed potatoes 5 to 7 days before your intended planting date. This gives you the full curing period plus a buffer for weather delays. I've seen gardens where properly cured seed potatoes out-yielded rushed ones by 300%. That's triple the harvest just for being patient. Patience in this phase equals abundance at harvest. Trust the process. Let's connect the dots on the complete seed potato cycle. Fall. At harvest, select your best potatoes for seed. Cure for 10 to 14 days. Then store at 38 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit in darkness with good ventilation. Winter. Check monthly. Remove any problems. Watch for healthy sprouting in late winter. Spring. 5 to 7 days before planting. Cut, if needed, and cure your seed potatoes. Wait for that protective layer to form. Planting time. When soil temps hit 45 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit and your seed pieces are fully cured, plant with confidence. Follow this cycle, and you'll never need to buy seed potatoes again. You'll have year after year of abundant, disease-resistant potato crops. Your essential checklist: cut only if larger than an egg, sharp knife, sterilize between each potato, cure 3 to 4 days minimum at 50 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit, with air circulation, store seed potatoes at 38 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit in darkness, with ventilation, check stored potatoes monthly. Remove any problems, never rush from cutting to planting. Patience wins. The difference between disappointment and abundance is all in the preparation. Now your turn. Do you save your own seed potatoes? What's your storage setup like? Have you had failures that taught you valuable lessons? Share your experiences in the comments. This community learns from each other. If this video saved your potato season, smash that like button and subscribe for more real-world gardening wisdom. Check out my other video on selecting seed potatoes for the complete picture. Until next time, happy growing, and may your potato harvests be legendary.